Morning, everybody. I guess this is my first video starting this channel. I'm not a professional videographer. I'm not any of that stuff. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, and the reason why is because I watch stuff like Sean Ryan Show, Joe Rogan, Ed Calderon, a bunch of these other shows start all these videos and stuff. And really it was the Ed Calderon thing that started me off. I used to fight with the Dog Brothers martial arts. And so anyways, two individuals by the name of Matt Berry and Mark Denny got in touch with Ed Calderon regarding doing a seminar around San Diego, and it irritated me because I was working for the Mexican government at the time, and it irritated me about how they vetted Ed, and Ed had a picture of him at the FBI at Quantico in Virginia, and there's a lot of cross-border cooperation that goes on between the United States government and Mexico, but I don't want to drag this all out. This is just like an introductory video. It's actually me making a start or a stand on my own channel, and I want to do this. It's important to do this because I've reached out to the Joe Rogan channel. I reached out to several different channels. I went to work in Mexico for Triumph Actuation Systems Valencia to go become director of manufacturing and engineering operations at Triumph Group Mexico. It was a $60 million factory that they started, primarily manufacturing actuators for Boeing as a third-tier supplier, but I wound up going to work for the Mexican government as a bodyguard for a Mexican general. And I'm obviously an American-born citizen, and there's some things about Ed Calderon and other things where I asked Sean Ryan and I asked Joe Rogan the opportunity to go on their show, and I've never heard anything from him. I've reached out to him several times, and there's some things. First of all, how being Americans, they vetted anyone that that's worked for the Mexican government. And myself, I have my carta de portación, like my right. When you go to work for the Mexican government, there's a lot of different things that they'll give you. One of them's carta de comisión, which is like your commission, your orders, who you are, who you work for, your areas of responsibility, the matriculas, or the serial numbers of any weapons that you might be carrying. And I've asked these guys to go on their show, and I can prove who I am and what I've done. But I'm curious why they've never reached out, but they'll take for granted someone that was ultimately a traffic cop that's gone on all these high-speed missions and doesn't have any pictures of him out doing his thing, which obviously happened. Everybody that's ever worked in the military or the police, they have pictures of themselves while they're on duty. You're not supposed to always while you're doing missions, but there are other pictures of you with your brothers and stuff like that that happens, and anybody that's worked in that type of scenario knows this. And none of them can explain to me how a Mexican cop doesn't have a Mexican accent when he's speaking English. Ed Calderon's accent's spotless. And so I watch for, this has been now several years, and I watch all of this go on, and I'm wondering, how is it none of these people want to verify? The only person that Calderon's ever had on his YouTube channel that can back up anything with anything that he's got to do as far as his employment in Mexico is some teniente or lieutenant, and the lieutenant doesn't even really sound like he knew Ed all that well, if at all. And to this day, I've got several brothers that I've been on patrol with that can verify absolutely 100% what I was doing there and when I was doing it and what we were doing. And this Ed guy, he's got nothing. He speaks English with a perfect English accent, the same as mine. His English is impeccable. And I know for a fact because I've been in 20 out of the 33 Mexican federal entities, 32 states and a federal district. I've been in 20 of them. And I speak, my Spanish is fluent. Si yo quiero hablar con ustedes en español, yo puedo bastante bien. Yo he estudiado Derecho allá en México. He trabajado por un buffet de despachos o de abogados, en un despacho de abogados, trabajando con la ley agraria. My Spanish is good. I've spoken, or I was just saying that I've studied law in Mexico, worked at a law office doing agrarian law, and I still have an accent, but I've never heard a single person that worked for the Mexican government that doesn't have an accent when they're speaking English. And so there's like things that are like curious. And Sean Ryan, Joe Rogan, any of you, I'm calling you out. Now I'm doing it publicly. Matt Berry, Mark Denny, I've already called you guys out. It's basically cost me my position in Dog Brothers. Dog Brothers is a group of Filipino martial arts where we get together and we fight full contact with rattan sticks or whatever. A lot of people know what it is. And I've been to 5 different gatherings or fought 5 different times since 2010. And if I wasn't so mouthy, I would undoubtedly be a full Dog Brother by now, but I call things the way I see it, and anyone that wants to say anything about it, they can say what they want. But I'm real. I'm not popular. I say what's on my mind. So I want to know how it is that people are starting these YouTube channels, and I think that they're kind of Sean used to work for the CIA. Joe Rogan, I don't know what his angle is, but I do know that there are things being presented on TV or the news to get people to speak or think a certain way. And a lot of Americans, to be honest, want to be attached to something dangerous like fighting drug cartels or whatever. And I've done this directly myself. My name is David Franke. There are some things out there that people aren't going to like about me, and I don't care. No, I want them to know that I'm saying what the hell I have to say. I'm not afraid. You go do whatever you want to do. This video is coming up on 8 minutes and 4 seconds, and I don't want to run over the 10-minute mark or whatever for a YouTube channel. But I'm going to start putting some stuff out there. I'm creating this channel, and I don't really care if it creates some waves. In fact, I'm hoping it does, because at the end of the day, a lot of Americans want to be attached to something high speed and dangerous, including law enforcement here in the United States. And they'll reach out to anything to try to have like some type of connection with it when their connection is garbage. It's not authentic. So Sean Ryan, Joe Rogan, I've emailed you guys before several times, and I've emailed other people too. And if you want to reach out, I'm here. I'm available. I'm going to continue doing this until we can start seeing that a lot of the stuff that we see on YouTube is not authentic, is not genuine, if not outright fabricated lies. And I'm going to call people into question to prove how they're vetting people that should be vetted in order to sell a product that should be authentic, but it's not. And they haven't done their homework. So, hello world. That's the first thing that you learn when you're programming. Have a good day.